the idea of Future Lab, that Future Lab is not, it's close enough to government to be influential, but it's distant enough to have an independent viewpoint. And it's credible and respected by the academia, but with rigorous project management, support and delivery mechanism that deliver to commercial timelines. In other words, in one word, practice. And again, 21st century education, if it goes with 21st century technology and this rapid change, cannot stay in the academia, in an academic research. It has to be a theory of practice. It has to develop within the field, and it has to implement very quickly. And the Future Lab is a great example of that. And again, I encourage you to go into the website and see what they're doing. One of their Future Lab, I think, amazing project, which I follow, actually it was ended in the last 2 years, is Beyond Current Horizons. It's explored the future of education beyond 2025, but what it simply does, it helps develop the future of education of the second decade of the 21st century. And it aims to help the UK education system prepare for the development of an ongoing and sustainable response to the changes it faces as society and technology rapidly evolve. Now, I also encourage you to go into Beyond Current Horizons. And what you'll see here is that we have, we talk about Stephen Happel's ideas of 21st century technology, you'd change, no time to reflect. We looked at the change of the learning environment in the BSF, in the Building Schools for the Future. Well, it's not future schools, it's building schools for the future. And we looked at different type of new project that I would say set the criteria or set the framework of what next education or what next school in the next in this decade and the decade to follow should be like. And this is most important because what they are doing in Building School for the Future and in Future Lab is really setting the basis for what we are going to do, I would say, beyond 2015. And I would like to complete my presentation with something that we're doing in the Center for Educational Technology as we lead, I would say, the ICT Evolution or the ICT change in Israel. And we call it the CET, the Center for Educational Technology eBag. And the idea here is that we are now in a transition period. So we are providing schools a solution for a learning environment-based curriculum and not a content-based curriculum that will help them in this transition period. We know that there are no real revolution in education. The change is slow. However, the technology is here. And so what we've done simply is we took all our CET is the largest textbooks publisher in Israel. We digitized all our textbooks, and they're all online now, ready to use in schools if they on the internet. We develop online learning management system that currently more than 1,000 schools are using. We have more than 100 rich media learning environments in virtually all the curriculum. And we provide environment and platform for social network and collaboration tools. Now, all these enable schools to practice a better personalization of learning. All this help school professional development for teacher. Just an illustration, this eBag for the teacher enable them to log in from home and log into a synchronous training session in their subject matter or in other things, or help them go into asynchronous professional development course, which they can do virtually 24/7 whenever they want. And last but not least, parent engagement. Parent engagement is something that is most important, I would say, in the next in this coming in the decade that we are in now. And this is something, and technology is the enabler also for a useful and more extensive engagement of parents in the learning. And research shows when parents are engaged in the study and in what their kids are doing at school, achievements are on the rise. So basically, that's what we offer today. And of course, as we know that every ICT-based program had three components. The first one is infrastructure. Without infrastructure, everything that was shown in this presentation or meant to be shown cannot happen. So infrastructure is the first one. Second, digital content. Content, it's still very important for the learning process. Not only user-generated content, it is the basis for user-generated content. It is the basis for interaction between teachers and students. It is the basis for interaction between students and their mates and their colleagues. And the third one, and we believe maybe the most important one, is the professional development of teacher. Teacher would be in 2025 as well as has been in the Socrates time. And therefore, we believe that in this transition time, we have to take from the old world and from the new world, combine them into a useful and viable process of teaching and learning. Now, to recap and sum up, these are the four features that we must take into consideration when we think about education, school in the 21st century. We need to exploit technology, and that's infrastructure and everything. We must change the learning environment, and with that, it will enable us to change the curriculum and to fit it to what we call today a 21st century skills. And we must open our eyes, open our hearts, open our mind to this global world, this emerging global knowledge economy that will evolve in the next coming years. And if we'll do that, I'm sure that we will know by 2015 what school should be like by 2020, and then by 2020 we will be able to head or to look at the future of 2025. Thank you.